Today we will be making a household cleaning liquid, and what we will be making is a toilet wash, a toilet cleaner. Stay tuned as we start this production. I will be leaving the measurements of this particular production somewhere in the video, so stay tuned. Okay, so let's get started. So we will be working with caustic soda. Please, before you get into any production like this, you need to be fully kitted. I have my gloves because I will be handling the hydrochloric acid. It is very dangerous. It's very corrosive. So by rights, really, I should be wearing long sleeve. Okay, but the weather is quite warm, but I will wear this while I will be handling that. So for now, I'm good with these gloves. I will be using caustic soda. I'll be using soda ash in this production. So we'll just go ahead and dilute this, okay? So in 500 ml of water, I will be adding the caustic soda. When you're working with caustic soda, I don't know if you can see the fumes that is coming out from it. It brings out fumes once it comes in contact with liquid, okay? And you have to work in a very ventilated area. I have big windows here, so this is fine. So I make sure I mix this very well until everything is well dissolved. So I'll keep this aside, and in another bowl I'll be using 1 liter of water. To dilute the soda ash. Yes. So the next thing we'll be doing is mixing this together. Let me mix this in here. I'm mixing the sulfonic acid and the hexapone together. And I make sure I'm mixing it very well. I will be measuring out my nitrosol. I'll be using 60 grams of nitrosol. So in here, I'll be pouring in 5 liters of water. And I will be mixing my nitrosol for the next 10 minutes without stopping. So when it comes to making this wash, a lot of stirring is involved, a lot of hand movement is involved. So when you know you're making this, be ready to stir. When you stir, you get a more balanced consistency and a better result overall. I'm pouring, I am stirring. So I will be adding my caustic soda solution now, while I keep stirring. So I'm done pouring this. You can see how clear it is. It's become thick. at each point you are looking out for different reactions, as you can see. So I'll be mixing this for the next 10 minutes. So at this point I lost a lot of footage, so I'll be talking through what I am doing. And you can see that the consistency is a bit more liquid, and that's because we have added our soda ash solution to this mix. So you can see it has loosened up, and I stirred this for 10 minutes. Now I went ahead to add my sulfonic solution with Texapon in it. Guys, to be honest with you, I'm going to spill what I have done so far. Right now I'm supposed to use my hands to stir this mixture, as you can see, and I'm like, I'm too tired. I cannot use my hands to stir this thing right now, because as I was looking at this thing, they were so thick. I'm like, when are they going to dissolve? I'm going to be stirring for over 20 minutes to make sure this thing is very much dissolved. Guys, you won't believe it. I'm like, no, I must try something different, and I went to use a stick blender behind the cameras. Like, I had to sit down to mix this, and I said, why can't I use a stick blender to blend this? So that's what I did, and I'll be coming up with the results shortly. Now the second mistake I think I made was, this is the hydrochloric acid being poured in, and you can see the fumes coming out of it, right? I totally forgot to take out part of this solution and set aside before pouring the hydrochloric acid. Some people might not see this as anything wrong, but I have done this production before, and there were definitely two different consistency, and I think what really messed this one up first of all was the stick blender, in my opinion, and not separating some part of this before pouring the hydrochloric acid into this. Another thing that might have made this a bit, funny in its consistency is the first time I didn't use soda ash. Okay, this time I just thought, why not? Okay, and that's one thing about learning. You keep learning, and the results it's gonna give you, and that's how you become a better soaper. So now I changed to the wooden stick so that I'm able to stir this properly. So at this point I had left it to rest. As you can see, the lather went down very well because I had left it to rest. At this point I wasn't really feeling this production, but I had to continue to see the end results. After all, it's for home use. I'm not selling this. I'm going to store this, give to friends and family, and they can critique and tell me what they would like to see improved on this particular formulation. But I've done this before. It's just different techniques gives you different results. So take note of that. If you have a recipe, follow it to the T. And these things I'm telling you, I made mistakes in. Take note of them and do it a better way. So as you can see in the bucket, I left it to rest a bit more time, and you can see we have it more settled, so we see what we are doing. Now another mistake I think I made was not measuring out this particular raw material and adding it little by little while I mix it, and it gave me a tough time to melt this thing. This is what we call drawer. You can see it's drawing. It's what it is known for. It's popularly known in the market as. It's called drawer, and its chemical name is polyelectrolyte. That is what it is called. You can see that I have mixed and mixed and mixed this thing to the point that I had to use a sieve to sieve out the parts that were not seedy, so that I can have a smooth, relatively smooth production as much as I can. So this is me trying to make sure that only the slippery part that has melted has gone in, not the part that refused to melt. So please, when you want to use drawer, if you want to use it, is optional, especially for home use. If you want to use it, make sure you measure it out and pour gradually into water as you mix. In goes my fragrance oil. I decided to use like a bubble gum scent so that you can lick your toilet if you want. I said to myself, you see me and you, it must work. As you can see, this production is thick. The consistency of this toilet wash is very, very thick. And I know it was when I stick blended this thing that it gave me this very gloppy and very thick consistency. And my stick blender is quite strong. If it was like a very, very gentle stirring rod I used, it probably would have given me a different reaction. So yeah. So now at this point, after adding my fragrance oil, I am adding the color of my dreams. See, a lot of things wanted to fight me in this production. This bucket is new. This is the first production I'm having with this particular bucket. Guess what? This stick I'm using hit it on the sides of the bucket and it broke. So you'll see me change this bucket in a second. Yes, that's what I'm doing now. I'm trying to pour it into another one. I'm like, why didn't I even use this one that I'm using, that I've been using all this while? Why did I have to use this light bucket? But well, we're pouring it in now to continue our production. So guys, this is the consistency we got for our final look, and I will be leaving this to rest overnight and you will see the finished look in a second. So of course we had well over 5 liters from this particular batch, and what I did was, since it's for home use, I took out just 5 liters from it, and from the 5 liters I took out like 2 liters, mixed in more hydrochloric acid in it, and then topped it up. Of course, this loosened up the consistency a bit more if you are not a fan of this consistency. So try it out and let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, share and comment. We would be grateful for that. So till I come your way next week, happy soaping. You're chilling when the rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my